Hey y'all, as a nomad, you may encounter this situation where you are blissfully nomading along and you suddenly realize, oh crap, it's a holiday weekend coming up. That is going to significantly impact where you can find proper parking if you're stealthing, proper camping if you like to be out on public land of whatever stripe. And this has happened to me in the past where I found a great spot, but so did 20 other people. And in the end, it worked out because not everybody stays the whole 3-day weekend. Not everybody is running their four-wheelers. Not everybody is shooting guns. Not everybody has kids. Not everybody chops down a tree in the middle of public land, breaks their chain on their chainsaw, goes into town, gets another chain, and comes back to finish the job. I happen to be in Washington State using my trusty Discover Pass, and I've done several videos before about places I've been around the state, how amazing it is to be able to camp in a certain tier of campgrounds that allow you various lengths of time depending on how popular the campground is. Some you can literally only camp there once a year, where I happen to be right now. I just spoke with a park ranger and he told me, we're pretty flexible. This is a holiday weekend. We're not going to kick you out after 3 nights. You can totally stay until Monday. It's also going to be pretty warm on one of these days this weekend, so I didn't want to be hanging out in the city, in the tarmac, in the cement. So looked around and oh my gosh, this campground has about 20 spots and they look pretty spaced apart, which is great. Sometimes they're crammed together and have very little between them, kind of like your standard campground. And it just opened for the season yesterday. So I hightailed it up here this morning. I think I got here around 11. And there was one spot left because it's very tiny. It's perfect for me and one person. I'm put up my tent as, the classic nomad decoy that, yes, I'm sleeping here. And I'll leave it as my placeholder if I go to town in amongst those 3 or 4 days. So the nomad gods were looking out for me again. On the way to this part of the state, I also stayed in a couple other spots that are Discover Pass based, but one in particular, it's not included in the map that I have that apparently is only digital now. It is a rock climbing spot and the most amazing rock formations, waterfall, just beautiful. I was lucky enough to stay there for 3 nights. Moral of the story is have lots of resources to choose from in case you paint yourself into a corner like I did. I use Google Maps and have gotten more and more accustomed to, let's see what's here, instead of having a very regimented itinerary that I feel like I need to follow. I also rely pretty heavily on iOverlander 2. They are slowly phasing out support of the original iOverlander, so I'd highly recommend hopping over to the updated app. It still has a free tier with lots of good information on it. And if you can, why not support the app writers and get the paid version if that's what you'd like to do. I do have a National Geographic atlas of the United States, Canada, and Mexico. That comes in handy quite often. I also use the map Gaia GPS because it will tell me where I am even when there's not a lot of cell signal. And also within Google Maps, I've started to save locations for the rotations that I want to eventually have for the winter, for the spring, for the summer, and choose a different symbol from all of the emojis available. When I do create a list, I will choose a symbol that looks different and stands out from the other lists that I've started, and that helps me track and remember, oh yeah, I went there, that was a great spot, let's go again. I've made a couple changes since the last time I was out on the road. My last video was talking about while I was house sitting and making changes to the lighting in here, because I realized how much of an impact the blue in the LED lights was messing with my sleep. In addition to changing out the lights, I decided to swap out what I was using for my cooking, and am going with a device that I can cook in, I can eat in, I can easily wash. It's stainless steel, and I don't need to think about microplastics in the non-stick surface of the pan that I was using. That's something personal to me. No worries if that's not something that bothers you. I just gotta go with my gut. I also had been using basically a sleep sack made out of bamboo sheets that I brought with me when I transitioned from sticks and bricks to nomad living, and created a sack that would fit over my high density foam mattress. And it worked great. It was just not that convenient to put on and take off to do laundry. I looked around for other solutions, and right now I'm using a Fleece sleeping bag liner. And I use that exactly the same as I did my bamboo sleep sack. I slip it completely around the mattress, zip it all the way up, and I don't use a top sheet, just blankets that are throw size, so they fit in here more easily than a twin would. Now that the temps are heating up, I will discover if that's going to be a long-term solution in terms of sleeping when it's hot outside. Thanks again for watching. Hope your nomad adventures are going well, whether you're in the planning stages or en route to a new destination. See you down the road.